But Navigant recently came out with this report, which is called Subprime Mortgage and Related Litigation 2008 Seeking Relief. And you can write to anybody at Navigant. In fact, there's a Navigant person attending the conference today who I'm sure would be happy to put you in touch with someone to get you this. But this is March 2009. It's a terrific compilation of where all the subprime mortgage cases that were filed back in 2007 are today. How many have survived motions to dismiss? How many have been certified as class actions? There's an appendix that actually has analyzed each and every cause of action in all 576 subprime mortgage-related cases. And by the way, 576 were filed in 2008, and that represents a 100% increase over the 2007 filings, and together they exceed the 559 savings and loan cases that were handled by the Resolution Trust Corporation over its entire 6-year existence. Okay, you may hear some of the speakers today refer back to what happened when we had the banking crisis and the RTC presided over this enormous banking crisis back in the 90s. Well, again, there were 559 savings and loan cases filed at that time, and we're already up to over 1,000 cases filed in connection with the subprime mortgage crisis. So already people are correctly stating and already worried that the financial crisis, the subprime mortgage related crisis, has already far exceeded what the RTC was handling back in the 80s. Just some facts out of this report, again, to set a background for you and to give you some context. Securities cases led all categories of cases filed in 2008, accounting for 38% of the total. Borrower class actions accounted for 24% of the total filings during 2008, although 80% of those were filed in the first half of 2008. Commercial contract claims made up 17% of the total cases, and employment, class actions, and bankruptcy-related cases comprise 8% and 5% of the total cases, respectively, with others making up the remaining 8%. So there are different cohorts. There are borrowers, there's investors, there are the employees who are being laid off, who are bringing Fair Labor Standards Act cases if a company for whom they work goes bankrupt. They're all bringing lawsuits. And what Navigant has done is they've sliced and they've diced and they've analyzed these lawsuits, and they've put them into an appendix, and it allows you to get a very good snapshot. One of the lead-off statements, and I'll read this to you, and I think this puts a lot of this into perspective. Indeed, the month of September 2008 alone produced a decade's worth, if not a century's worth, of jaw-dropping financial headlines. On September 8, 2008, mortgage titans Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were taken into conservatorship. On September 15, 2008, Lehman Brothers closed its 158-year history with a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. One day earlier, it was announced that Merrill Lynch would be acquired by Bank of America. Insurance giant AIG came under government control on September 16, 2008. On September 21, 2008, investment banks Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley converted to become bank holding companies. Within days, Washington Mutual was seized by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, registering as the largest bank failure in U.S. history, and Wachovia was in play to be acquired ultimately by Wells Fargo. I mean, who could have predicted any or all of that at the time? And the answer is basically no one could have predicted it, and the financial markets were literally thrown into crisis. And out of crises come lawsuits and disputes, which is why we're here today.